podcast called Tell the World, guys, and I'm your host. Give me a few minutes here. I'm gonna got to untie this here because just got my head hurting. Head is a little too tight, so with that bandana. Happy Kwanzaa, everybody! Happy Kwanzaa. How's everybody doing out there? Um, I'm trying to see what my topic's gonna be about. Do you guys celebrate Kwanzaa? You know, some people celebrate Christmas and other people celebrate Kwanzaa. So, um, if I said I celebrate them both, I do because my grandkids, they love Christmas, and I also give them Kwanzaa too to be a part of their lives too. So, as they grow, they have a choice to make up which one they want, Kwanzaa or Christmas. Sorry, guys. I'm fighting this fucking cold too. This cold is kicking my ass. And shit, I've been trying to get over some of these radical viruses, that's floating around and stuff. I notice every time I go around a bunch of people, I end up sick. I end up fucking sick. And this is unusual sick because I don't really get sick. Overall, 100% of my health is good, but then I have to knock off at least 5% of that because every time I go outside, when I come home, I end up sick. I end up keep getting the same shit. Like these germs are bad, so I'm cool with it. I ain't gonna blame nobody. And I've been taking stuff forward and stuff, so right now I'm just dealing with the sinus headache. So when my head is hurting real bad, my eyes are kind of like squinch. My eyes get tight. That's when I got a headache. Anyway, yeah, I was at the park looking at some Christmas lights, and you pay your $35, and at this park here down in South Carolina, you can go see all of these Christmas lights. It's like a big ass theme park of just Christmas lights. Like it's almost like a 30 to 35-minute drive through the park, so you get a chance to see all these Christmas lights. And I have to say, these Christmas lights looked real good. But you ever have these migraines where the freaking lights are just making your head hurt more? Well, I went through the Christmas lights, but they made my head hurt more, so I ended up, leaving, from it. But yeah, do anybody celebrate Kwanzaa? You know, Kwanzaa's the same as Christmas, a little different. People got different meanings for it, You got your candles right here for your Kwanzaas. Today I lit up the candle right here, which is the black one. And I lit that one up today for unity, and my perspective of unity is everybody on earth, just coming to common grounds with each other, getting along, and making your world, other world, a better place. You would hope that would happen, but half of us can't even get along with the next door neighbor. You know, half of the people we can't get along is at work. But in my perspective of it, I try to get along with everybody. I have a different nature when it comes to dealing with people, and I have dealt with the worst people. Do you guys deal with the worst people? Or do you try to get along with them? Or do you argue with them? Do you argue with folks? Or do you find a way to get along with them, like a breakthrough getting along with them? You ever watch the Smurfs? Like, they show you all the Smurfs with the different personalities. Jokey Smurf, Brainy Smurf, and you got a Grumpy Smurf. Arrgh. So a lot of people, that you can't get along with, it's hard sometimes when you're trying to get along with them. But I must say, my zodiac sign is a Leo. And I know what people say about Leo sometimes, but I figure my Leo sign is a little bit different because I can get along with a lot of people. Even my worst enemies, I can get along with. Like, can you get along with your worst enemies? I can. I can. Blessings. Thank you. Thank you. I get along with my worst enemies. I've dealt with the worst. Now, good morning. Yep. Good morning from Japan. How you doing? Hey, you guys, look, follow me too because I'm gonna start to get this content rolling for the new year. So I'll be doing a lot of different things. But like, I've gotten along with the worst people, and I knew sometimes getting along with them was my best option because it takes a lot for me to be a bad person or angry person. Put it that way, to be angry. Blessing, Ashley, blessings. It takes a bit for me to get upset at folks, you know. But sometimes when people try to humiliate you, sometimes and stuff, you know, and I try to get along with people, and sometimes they do vindictive things, and sometimes I be joking like my ears point up, cause now I gotta do something to straighten you out. Like I have to do something to straighten you out, to you know that you understand what respect is when you're talking to people, and not disrespect people, you know, or people personal games. People have personal vendettas against you, and they try to get the ups on you and stuff. And you don't have to fight them back. You don't have to argue with them. You know, my superpower is with words when I'm talking to people. You know how, you know, I break through to people. And I know some people don't have time to break through people, trying to get along with people, but I break through people sometimes. You know, I take it easy with them and stuff. So, but I'm not gonna let them just run over me now. Okay, I'm not gonna let them run over me. But yeah, I had this bandana on, and I'm like, man, is it making my head hurt more? So I took it off, and you know, this hair, as you can see how long it is. I've been growing this hair since 2005. 2005 since I've been growing this hair. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. This hair. See right here? And so you kind of like look at it from this perspective and then look at it right here. This is when I used to get my hair twisted a lot. So I stopped getting it twisted because every time I got it twisted, I felt like my hair was growing even, growing more, or it would just grow all the time. Yeah, yeah, Abby, I can give you a shout out. What's up, Abby? How you doing? How you doing? How was your Christmas and how was your Kwanzaa? Do you celebrate both of them? Let me know. Anyway, guys, look, check it out. So right here, good, good, good. So right here, this is where I did a lot of twisting. Right here is where I started letting the hair go freeform. All the hair just started joining together. So I've been having it separated too, but as you can see, uh, when you separate it, this is what it looked like. Amazing what the hair can do. That's good, anytime. So the reason why I started growing this hair was um, when the World Trade Centers went down, um, at that time, jobs were scarce to have. So I didn't have a job for almost a year or two. So it was hard to get a job. And so eventually, my hair started growing because I couldn't afford a haircut. Yes, I'm doing good, real good. Yeah, I've been catching these allergy headaches, like the sinus right here. So I've been trying to just keep it together. Um, it gets a little reckless when you're taking this and taking that, and you realize none of that stuff is working. It's just a waste of time. So I know that this is something different. My body's different right now from what I used to take. But look, check it out. So I started letting my hair grow like this around 2005. Like this part right here. Let me show you again. This was all twisted hair. But around 2013, I stopped twisting my hair. And so this was the result of it right here. All of this was the result. And when I moved to California, I started getting it separated because all of it had matted up. And I went through a moment where I just stopped, not caring, but I couldn't get a job because of my hair. You know, they say, you know, back in my time, which was in 2000, what, 4, 2005 and 3, they said that you had to have a low haircut in order to get a job. And I did that. I cut my hair twice, and I still couldn't get no job. But guess what? As soon as I started letting my hair grow, I started getting fucking jobs. It's the weirdest thing ever. The weirdest thing ever. It's like this hair became my good luck. Seriously. So I had an opportunity to work in attorney offices. I worked actually in 2 attorney offices. And what I noticed was, appreciate that too, Eddie. Appreciate that too. So what I started noticing, y'all, with the hair, like the low haircuts wasn't working. And I listened to what people said about uh, you got to cut your hair instead of get a job. This was in 2002, 3, 4, 5 on up. And I'm like, man, and I did that. I could not get no job. But as soon as I started letting my hair just grow, I started to get jobs. It's like this hair became good luck to me. It's the weirdest thing ever. And in Wisconsin, they cut a lot of jobs. But I was fortunate to get a job. So let me tell you how this happened. So when the World Trade Centers went down, I went almost 2 years without a job. And I just couldn't get no job. And I got to a breaking point where on both of my shoulders, this is no lie, y'all. You gotta hear this. I started hearing something tell me, like, you know what you got to do. It was on this side of my shoulder. And I'm like, what? And it was like, you know. And I'm like, no. And it was trying to tell me that since you're not working, you may have to do something bad to get a job, like rob somebody. And I'm like, I can't do that. And I'm telling you, this was true. On this side of the shoulder, this side kept saying, don't do it. But on this side, it kept saying, you got no choice. Now, you're probably saying, well, how did you hear it? It's not like something that you hear. It was like something of temptation, of not, for a man not working a job, you get to your last, like, you ever did without something where it got to a point where you're being tested? You know how they said, like how Jesus walked in the desert and the devil tempted all of his temptations, food, water, and just removing himself out that desert. All he had to do was just grant him just a little piece of an offering the devil was allowing him. Well, that's what I went through because I went without a job for so long, I couldn't get no job. All of a sudden, these temptations started coming. And I got to that point, like I started to feel this temptation telling me, you got to do this. And I'm like, do what? And it was telling me I had to do something bad. And I'm telling y'all, it got to that point. Uh, yeah, it could be monsters, but it was the monster of the devil. And I'm telling y'all, I went 2 years without a job, and it got to the point where those temptations I was feeling that week, I just finally just went through that week, and it got to the end of that week. I just didn't do it. I got to this point of doing it because I had a gun at that time, and I was gonna do it. I even was practicing in the window. So what I did was, y'all, I went through that week, and the urges got off me. It's like it was an urge there, and I've been good. I've been good. And what I did was, y'all, that week of temptation, not getting no job, and that shit I was going through, the God versus the devil on my shoulders, shit. If that shit wasn't real, I tell you, it got to the end of that week. Out of 2 years, phone rung and shit at the end of that week, and I was called for a job. It was through a temp service, and the lady offered me the job, and I got the job. Now back then, around 2003, 4, and 5, you had to do paper applications back then. It's before shit was really picking up the way it picks up now. You could just be at home and submit resumes. So, and the lady offered me the job, and she went back to them, And then she contacted me back and she said, I'm gonna try to see if I can get you more money. I was like, what? And she did that shit. She called me back. Before you know it, I had that job. And then when it came to this hair right here, you know how they say if walls could talk? If this fucking hair at the tips could talk. And trust me, yep, you're right, Michael. Mischief, I passed the test of temptation because I was this close about to do something that I probably would have regretted because I could feel this side saying, you know what you got to do. And I'm like, no. And it was like telling me that I had to do something bad instead of feed my family. And this side was like, don't do it. But this side here kept saying it. But on this side here, it stopped talking to me. It just started doing this right here. Don't do it. But this side said, you ain't got no choice because how you gonna feed your kids? And that's the temptation that it brought me there to say, you know what? You're right. I gotta do it. But for some reason, I got through that week. Boom, bam, got that job. And before you knew it, I had that job for over 10 years. That temptation of not working put me through a test that I could never imagine. I was so close to doing something bad, but I held in with myself. And so I know some people say, well, because a lot of people that don't grow their hair like this, people always say, is that your real hair? Yes, it is. And what I learned from myself was, like when you're dealing with problems, you gotta stop really fucking with problems. Just leave it alone. You gotta stop thinking about the problem all the time. You gotta leave it alone. And that's what I did. I left it alone, about worried about the job, and I went through that temptation. And before you know it, appreciate that, Miss Chief. I got that job. I got that job, and I had that job for 10 years, and I transferred to Texas with that job. The job was really a blessing for me. Okay, appreciate you. See you again too. Take care and happy Kwanzaa. And I got that job, y'all. And before that, before I know it, this hair I got here, because up north they tell you got to cut your hair instead to get a job. That's what they were telling me. But I didn't need the hair. Not the way they wanted me to have it, but being accepted like this was always a big challenge because everybody's always stereotyping against hair and stuff and how you look. That was during my time. It probably still exists in certain places, because when people see hair like this, they're always going, yuck, ew. But look, I was one of those people too. But if you taking care of yourself properly, keeping yourself maintained, you're good. Take care. Bye bye, and you'll be fine. But this hair became my best luck, and what my hair did teach me was patient because it takes a lot of patience to leave things alone and stop worried about it. Stop scratching your head. Stop being agitated about things. So you go through these temptations in life, sometimes where you get tested. And I'm gonna tell you something. Everybody needs to grow into understanding their patience and not trying to want everything right then and now. Because sometimes, yeah, it is heavy. And you know what? It gets heavy when I wash it. It gets more heavy when I wash it. Yeah, I'll stream tomorrow too. I will, definitely will. It gets real heavy when I wash it. But other than that, when my hair is dry, it lightens up. But yeah, when I do wash it, it gets real heavy. But look, so I stopped twisting it. This was all the twisted parts. So you're just looking at a format of my hair. Let me show it to you like this. See there? I call these parts my sins, and I call these parts right here me being saved because I really went through a challenging time trying to not working and stuff. And it gets to a point sometimes because I'm being real intimate with you guys right now, and I hope you guys get some out of this. As a man, it got to that point where I wasn't working, and I felt like I wasn't shit. I really did. And it's just, I guess it's something that makes you feel that way. But I hung in there, and all of a sudden, things just changed. So I realized being patient and not giving up in that moment when I felt all that temptation telling me I had to do something instead of feed my family. And it's a big blessing. And I repeat this story all the time because I hope that it helps somebody. Like sometimes you got to go through things Like you got to really go through things to understand yourself, because the mental times of yourself is when you're breaking down and you're being weak. And sometimes you do got to be weak sometimes just to get there with yourself. And that was a big time, you know. Yeah, yeah. Appreciate you too. Yeah, anytime, sis. Anytime. Yeah, and follow me too, because I'm gonna follow you guys too. I really went through those tough times of myself, and I felt like, because my ex one time, she told me, like when I wasn't working, she said it was 3 years. It was about almost 2 years, I believe, because I was collecting unemployment, and then when that ran out, I was out of luck. And this is when I started, like in my worst times and moments of my life, I started. Yeah, and I'm you're 52. I'm 52 myself. Yep, I'm 52 myself. And I went through that time where I really was about to do something, but when my ex was telling me that I wasn't working, and she kind of like put me down. You know, all men don't cry, but you do feel kind of like you have to go through these moments. Like you feel like a little worthless when you can't do something. And there's a moment in everybody's life where things just feel like it's out of your hand because you're holding on to it all the time. And once I went through those moments of just not trying to hold things in my hands and just let it go, it just, everything just got better for me. And I really thought when I was working in those law firms and those courthouses, I thought that, I was going to be really discriminated once I got in the door with my hair. But I'm telling you, it's like my hair brought me good luck. I gained a lot of relationships with people out there, and I learned a lot about the attorney jobs and what the judges do and how all that works. And I really learned a lot from that job, because that job helped me learn a lesson with something else. I'm gonna tell y'all. Okay, you're back. Good. I went through. So before I moved to Texas, um, I had an issue with my landlord. Now, I was paying rent at that time, and at that time, rent was about yeah, letting go. Letting go, yes, is a leap of faith. But I'm gonna tell you something. You gotta let go all of that stuff, because if you don't let that shit go, it's a term in life about life will drag you. Life will drag you. Those problems will drag you down, will drag your ass down. And it only drags you down because you're going through it. But as you meditate with yourself in a quiet tone with yourself, it's like you gotta just think. And I'm telling you, you do have to talk to, a person like God, something spiritual about yourself. You have to tap into your spiritual side. And I do believe our ancestors watch over us too, our parents, our grandparents, people that have passed, people that we were close to. But I'm telling you, I went through that. Uh, was it my leap of faith? I believe it was my relief of just letting go of things and not trying to hold on to things. Because remember, I told y'all the other day, I lost a lot of stuff. I lost so much stuff. But when I look back on all that stuff I lost, it didn't even matter. Because once I lost stuff, I started to learn not to always hold on to things that was going to drag me. Like you're trying to hold on to this, trying to hold on to that. And you probably don't really understand that. But if you go to some people's houses and you see stuff, like when I lived in California, y'all, I could see stuff in people's garages. Like some of these rich people had all this stuff piled in their garages. And they were over age where I'm like, what they gonna do with all of that? You know, it's like treasures of things that you got. Eventually, you know, you don't let all that stuff go, it becomes harder in your life. Now, with Kwanzaa coming in, and we got New Year coming, they say you have to clean your house and, like wash your clothes when the first year comes in, because you want to clean off the old things that's in your life and start back over new and fresh. So when the new year come, just change some things around, not saying, hey, I still got a little clutter, but, just straighten stuff up and give yourself equally space to move around, because you can tell how clutter becomes, because it's hard to walk over certain things and step over stuff. So you have to look at it like that in life, like how you walk and how you move it. And is there a bunch of things in your life that's got you fucking cluttered and shit, because that shit is true, man. It's a metaphor about how things are in your life. You know, appreciate that, Abby. Appreciate you. And I'm telling you, I've been not just on a roller coaster, but I've been on some moments where it got so close to shit going wrong. Boom, something changed. Something changed just like that. It's like something took charge and it changed just like that. I can't even explain it. I just can't explain it. I think it's more spiritual. I think it is your faith. You know, I lost my daughter and she died in 2007. I know it's actually valuable. Everything else is just stuff. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because think about it. When you lose somebody you care about, and you know, it just brings you to a stage of yourself of things to not to worry about or to say that that stuff wasn't valuable, and you realize that something important was more valuable. Like I probably do it around the same time, around about maybe 5 and 6 p.m. So I'll set up something where you'll see me. But yeah, there is a certain part of your life where you do lose things, and you lose somebody, and it's just a test, and everything is a personal test that you go through. So it's a I think everything is like a something that elevates you to move you to another point, like, and it's also developing uh, of yourself. So like, let's say losing somebody, and it hurt. People's pain and hurt is so different. So I never judge nobody's lost or anything, saying get over it, because that's the worst thing you can say to anybody. So um, unfortunately, when we lose somebody, it does hurt, and it's just something hard to get over with. But you go through the moments of hurt. So it's a trial run that you go through that has no time on it. So gradually you slowly get yourself back going. And I tell you this right here. Sometimes you find light. What's my favorite song? Listen, I listen to a lot of songs that motivate me, tap into me, that that gets me inspired. So um, I just listen to songs that tap into my soul. I listen to some rap. I listen to alternative music. I listen to reggae music. I listen to pop music. But I'm basically tapped in with words. When people sing in words and stuff, kind of captivates me, and it taps into my spirit. That gives me better words to say. Like if I write something and I look at it and I'm like, okay. Or better yet, we'll let AI rephrase our words. And when AI does it, I'd be like, man, AI ain't got no feelings into my words. So I have to erase AI words and use my own words. And that's how I know my words touch people, because it's feelings. But yeah, you lose somebody, it's the hardest thing on the planet, and I can't imagine, when you lose a child. So my condolences to you about that too, because that's never easy. Pop music is my favorite. You know why pop music is my favorite? Because when I was a kid in Mississippi, we had my grandparents had these little radios. You would turn the knob, and I used to turn those stations and hear all of these different songs. So that's how I started to learn to love all music, because I grew up turning that knob in tune with other types of music. So I was more captivated that way. And I love pop music. I love some rock music. I love it all. Uh, when it comes down to certain rap, it's just some things I just can't understand. So it's like it don't make sense to me. So my frequency scrambles like, oh no, I don't want that. Next station. So that's what I do. But yeah, when you do lose somebody, it's the hardest thing on the planet, and there's nothing you can get over. Nothing can help you get over that. But it's steps to getting better, and it happens. And sometimes you will see signs that gives you a better light in life to move on and to accept. You may see something that may make you smile. You may smell something that triggers your senses that make you feel good. So you it's some things that you have to try uh, to get through and talk to God. Talk to God. Trust me, I've talked to God a lot of times, and sometimes we think He ain't listening. He is. She is. The divine is listening to us, and you will get those changes. Um, but never let yourself go through breakdown moments where you lose yourself because our loved ones that are not here no more don't want us to do that. They want you to hang in there. It takes time to get over somebody you lost. So I always say, through my tough times, I found things to do, and that kind of helps you stop worrying. So as you practice on how to navigate through difficult situations, it's tools that you have to use that you apply in your life that help you get through. Some people like to read to take their mind off of things. The doctor sometimes will tell you to go take a walk, and there's reason for taking walks, because taking walks help you throw your perception off of what you're thinking about all the time in your mind, and you start to see other things out there that kind of like take your mind off of those things that that trouble you sometimes. So you have to use those natural things too, like walks and going to the park to help you, to help you slowly, you know, get through things, and also letting go, and just let it go. But everybody has a different sense of how they let go things. So my tools I use, I take walks, I listen to music, I listen to music that motivate me. I certain smells, kind of help me trigger my senses to take me out of certain things. And I'm gonna tell you this right here. Sometimes you are blessed to somebody by giving somebody good advice out there. So eventually you start to be used as a tool, and you start to find the reason why you really here. Because sometimes I lost my pet cat in a tornado. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I lost pets too, and yeah, you do that. Yeah, when you struggle, it helps to see signs. Yeah, so take walks, get to yourself. Sometimes we don't work well around people, and sometimes people that we work with, sometimes or we around, sometimes people don't. Sometimes people close to us don't make it better. You know, some people sensitivity towards how you feel. Sometimes, they don't make it better for you. So, laughter, laughter makes me feel good because I'm full of laughter and I'm full of light. That triggers me. That makes me more, and that makes me feel good. There's like when you're down, everything feels like headaches come on, your immune system get weak, and you start to get a bit of anxiety because of sometimes, yeah, sometimes people just suck too. Oh yeah, sometimes people do suck, but at the same time, don't let them discourage you or distract you. Sometimes you got to use them for a better purpose. You got to use people for a better purpose. That's what you have to do sometimes. Like one time, this guy, I was taking some vacation time, and my boss got upset saying that I didn't have nobody to cover my shift, and he gave me a hard time about it. Anyway, I was like, I'm sorry, and I just went on and took that vacation. Anyway, an enemy of mine, he went back and told my supervisor. He said Otha was upset. He was cursing. He was raising hell. And so when I came back off that 2-day vacation, he called me up into his office and he said, "So I heard you were cursing and you were upset." And I said, I didn't curse. I wasn't upset. So somebody went back and told him I was upset and I was cursing, but I never cursed, and I never showed that person that I was upset. So I went back to that person And I told that person, I said, um, they said, hey, how you doing? I said, I'm doing okay. And I said, as a matter of fact, I don't think I want to talk to you because I don't talk to rats. Rats? What do you mean? I said, you're a rat. I said, I know you went back and told the supervisor that I was upset. And the person said, no, I didn't. I said, yeah, you did. Because I know the verbiage that they used to go tell this information that was not true that I was upset. And so I went a little bit back and forth with him with words, and I was clever with the words. So that's how I get through things. I just, uh, yeah, bosses suck too. But what I did was I put humor into not getting upset at the person. And that's what I do now with people. And at the same time, um, I don't let people really get me upset. You know, like how people say you didn't punch hard enough. Well, it's not in me. And I don't want to waste anger and use that all up as an energy on people. So what I do is I reserve, I just pull back from people. So I don't try to be real angry at people all the time. You know, I try to just not involve myself with anger so much with folks. Um, I'm just better with that. And but I'm gonna tell you, people, you learn a lot. Your lessons are the people that you're around. They are your test, and they also are your lesson. The good and the bad. You're gonna come across bad, and that bad is something that you need to learn from, because it is a test of how you're gonna deal with it, how you're gonna handle it, and the outcome of it. So you got to go through those things. You sometimes got to go through that. And even though you're not breaking through and you're not getting nowhere with it, trust me, there's a lesson into learning it. And even though you may not even be able to fix it and someone's being difficult towards you, still remove yourself with silence. Because you know when people being difficult with you, trying to test you, just remove yourself in silence. Because when they pull that other part of you out, which is anger, it defeats the purpose of balancing yourself with you being calm and you being cool with yourself. So you don't get to that part. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I do. Uh, that's how I deal with people. I just put the imagination in my head how the other person would handle it. And then when I come back to my reality out that imagination, I'd be like, you know what? You're right. Or I just say cool with no emotions. Kind gesture and just leave it like it is. Because you don't let nobody crack your egg of yourself. You don't let people crack your egg of yourself. Don't let nobody crack you like that to make you, behave that certain kind of way. And that's how I learned how to deal with people. And I have dealt with the worst of people. But I and yourself, we are lessons to learn from people. That bad you see going on, that's a lesson to learn. That good that you see going on, that's also a lesson. So the curse, sometimes it's not a curse. Sometimes that curse is just a lesson. That's how I see society. Society as everything is a lesson. And if anything's threatening your life, that's different. So know what's best and know how to remove yourself or have that intuition on not being around stuff long enough to be in trouble. Because you ever heard of right place, wrong time? That happens. Uh, so that's what you do. But I've always set boundaries with humor. I use my humor to be able to get through things. Like I do the Tom and Jerry in my head. I do the Tom and Jerry in my head. I find something funny and humor to move through life with things and not be stuck there. Uh, yeah, just always like think real fast, like how you gonna handle it. You know how you driving and someone cut you off real quick and you react real fast? What I do is before I get to that point, when they jump in front of me, I get off my gas and I let that car just go further and further ahead. So now I'm getting back calm to myself and not blending in and being aggressive with the person that was being aggressive. I'm thinking about my safety, and I'm thinking about my well-being, and I'm also thinking about other people that are in the car with me. So I put all that in perspective. Some people would say, "Man, you should have gave them the finger." Nope, you don't want to give everybody the finger, and everything is not always a reaction. So if I get road rage with them, then it makes me no better than them. So I've added to the problem of what's causing me to, react to that bad problem. So I believe in math this way: adding and subtraction, some division, and some multiplying. So that's how I do life now. I don't do all the tit for tat. And trust me, as you get older, you just learn how to just deal with things much easier, you know. But it's hard when you get out here because everybody sometimes being kind, sometimes people just really push you. But trust me, you gotta bring that calmness with you everywhere you go. Now, if they putting their hands on you, that's different. But to live life, you don't want it to get to that point. Yeah, there you go. You never know what the other person got. Trust me. I have a I have a gun right now, and it's been locked up in my it's been in my holster, and it's been in the holster for over 2 years. I didn't have to. I never had to use it. Once I bought it the first time, it's been locked up ever since, and I've been blessed. I've been blessed. So I only carry mace. I carry mace, y'all. I got mace that I carry with me, so that'll give me enough time. But overall, to live to this age here, which is 52, you just get through and just keep yourself grounded in life and don't allow yourself to blow up at everything. It's just about all about developing and learning your lessons. But I learned lessons from other people's mistakes. See, I didn't have a lot of mistakes in my life, but you know, I think my life has been more patient with folks. And I've always felt like maybe I was an angel into people's lives. Which ones? The worst ones. The worst ones. And I've always felt like when my, because when things got better, I feel like my assignment was done. So I'm not always settled in, in that spot. It's like I have to move on to the next lesson. That's how I've always been. Um, but I'm gonna give you guys one more story here. I'm gonna make it short because it's gonna trip you out. This is how you know that there's something spiritual and yes, watch and learn. It's something spiritual out there. I mean, some people don't pay attention to the things around them, and but I do. So when I lived in California, I used to love to go to Venice Beach and walk on the strip. So this particular day, I had smoked a little marijuana. Now I don't smoke. I took a shotgun of it. So that means that I didn't use my lips. Somebody just gave me a kiss and it went up my nose and within my lungs, and I got hot. So I was on Venice Beach. I told the story. I was on Venice Beach, and I told you I had tapped into my spiritual side of myself. You was raised in Cali. I love California. The the I grew fond of palm trees. That's right, palm trees. Palm trees relax me so much. It's something about a palm tree in my life that just does something to me. I don't know what it is, but palm trees are so soothing. They are. They're real soothing to me. And I think palm trees and the beach really, really, really done something to me in my life. And I'm telling you guys, the ocean, the salt in the ocean is a cleansing. It's a cleansing, and that's why sometimes the doctor tell a lot of us to breathe out and breathe in. Take a deep breath in life, and 30 years Okay, wait, 30 miles from LA. And I lived in the valley part of LA, which was in the Granada Hills. So it was like a 20-minute drive, depends on the traffic. You know how you go down in the valley, it gets hotter. When you come back up into LA, it gets colder. That's how California, I saw California too. Like, man, it's warmer in the valley, but it's always colder up in LA. The temperature seems to change. And I think that's because it's closer to the ocean up in LA. So I realized that too. Uh, I lived in the Granada Hills, Chatsworth, Woodland Hills, the Calabasas. I've been all around there. So, but that was my areas that I lived in over there. Uh, but the palm trees really um, became something that I grew to really love. Something about the palm trees that did something to me. But but that really motivated me a lot too because you got to find something in life to live for. Like, do you have something in life that you live for? You know, Ontario and uh, Glen Glendora. Okay, yeah, I heard of the Ontario. Yeah, yeah, I heard of that one there. That part of LA, and the San Fernando Valley, all over there. Pasadena, man, I really love California. But I'm gonna tell you guys, I keep telling you, to live there, the cost of living is high. But I say go there and visit for about a week, and go see the beaches, and go see other things besides the Hollywood sign and the stars, the stars that's in the ground. There's other things there to uh, really to love there. Um, I look at it as a time machine because Los Angeles has a lot of throwback things. People still have throwback clothes, and when you go to some of these fleet markets, like on Melrose, I would go to a fleet market over there on Fairfax and Melrose. They have it every Sunday, and I would find all these vintage things like clothes and stuff. I found overalls, I found jumpsuits and stuff. I found a lot of good stuff out there. Um, like I like a lot of old clothing. Uh, some of the new stuff is okay, but I like throwback clothes. Something about the thread and the throwback clothes were much stronger. The thread back then in the jeans were durable. You know, the jeans are too thin, so they're not that good. You know, like a good pair of Levi's and Wranglers. The jeans were back then. The Wranglers and the Levi's were much tougher, stronger. I remember all of that stuff there with the clothing, blue jean jackets and stuff. Uh, Now these days, these clothes they'll rot real fast. But back then, the clothes used to be much tougher, stronger. You got your money's worth. I remember that. You got your money's worth. Um, what did I like about Los Angeles besides the diversity, the smell of the ocean, the palm trees? It was, I guess, people in one melting pot getting along is what I loved about that place there. People from different diverse uh, races, they all that I saw there were working together. That's what I loved about that. Did you ever go to LA County Fair in Sonoma? Yeah. Hey, so over there, I got my uh, I had a vehicle over there, a car that I got from over there. Like on the 405, you can see, I can see my dealership over there. I used to love going over there. Isn't Panoma? Isn't that over there where Rodney King got? You know the incident that happened with Rodney King over there. Oh, cool, cool. Okay, cool. Have you ever been to the fair? Not the Fairfax, but Pasadena when they do the. I think they do like a fleet farm out there in Pasadena. Is that the Cotton Bowl? I forgot the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl out there in Pasadena. They have this flea market out there. They would sell all of this just unique stuff that would be hard to find. Yeah, I love that area over there. I used to go. Okay, yep, that too. Yep, the Rose Parade. Yep, I I love Pasadena because there's an old Pasadena uh, side of the town over there. They still keep it like the old Pasadena over there. I forgot what area that is, but they keep it like a landmark, like traditional wise. Um, but I love Pasadena because I would see all the homes up in the hills and stuff. Oh man, you know when I moved out there, my perception of seeing the beach and seeing the homes off in the mountains and stuff, it was like, and then seeing the mountains around you all over, like your whole surrounding in California, you see these hills and mountains. I used to love just coming outside every morning, seeing that view of LA, seeing that view of California. Yeah, beautiful, real beautiful, man. I always tell people, you know, there's always a bright side to life, and it's mostly just going to see and view things and just see how things look. Um, just checking the view of things, and yeah, that's another way of having less stress and worries. Go sightsee some areas and stuff, and uh, your city or your town do have more to offer than the bad side of town. There's some good parts of town to go visit, to go eat, do things like that. Um, yeah, I used to see all of that there. I used to really love it. I used to really put my effort into moving around because it's like you don't see enough. Have you ever seen enough stuff in life? Or did you see enough of it, or did you process it enough where it stayed inside you, like as a good feeling to remember? Like, uh, you ever saw something too fast and you're like, man, I want to go back because you felt like you didn't touch on seeing it enough, or you didn't enjoy it enough? Like, do you go enjoy things that you need to go do out there in life? Like, did you really enjoy it? Did you enjoy that roller coaster ride? Oh no. Did you enjoy the park? Did you enjoy your walk? Like, do you take life for granted? You know, yeah. Like, don't take life for granted. Just get out there and see it. Get out there and see life and enjoy it. Good or bad, just go see it, enjoy it, and because those are the things right there is what I'm talking about. Like, you'll miss, you'll take for granted. Like, don't dwell too much because you're gonna be missing out on the bright side of things, the lesson to learn. Like, don't stay in a dark place too long in your life. Don't stay in a wandering place too long. And don't question things so much that has too many answers, too many questions, or it's not enough answers, but too many questions, but not enough answers. Like, um, don't question all of that, and don't dwell so much on things. Like, there's a part of life where you don't want to stay in those places too long. Like, you got to come out. You got to come out of that because sometimes you'll miss out. You know, and what, like I say, a month to go by, 2 years to go by, year go by. Shit, time went just like that. And that's what I mean about this hair. I stopped worried about things. I let it do its thing. And before I knew it, my hair became this hair. Uh, some people ask me, are you going to ever cut it? Nah, it's been with me too long, so I'll never cut it. One of my favorite saying is, don't look back. You're not going that way. Exactly. Don't look back. And I'm telling you, that is the right thing right there to always tell somebody. Never look back. Because looking back sometimes can keep you stuck there. And instead of, moving forward, you're looking back. You go back into that sunken place in life. And sometimes staying there too long can be your demise in life. Sometimes you diminish in life. Sometimes you become a waste in life. Not something that's garbage, but you're wasting a valuable part of your life, your saying, your being, the way you need to breathe this air. Don't waste life like that. Like, don't diminish. Uh, Looking back is not where you want to go. Um, you gotta, do an exodus in your life sometimes. Like, just find a way to make a couple of steps and move forward. But looking back just keeps you there, and you go back in that same circle again. You know how they said Moses, and the people that he led out of the, you know, what was that Moses? He led them from the Pharaoh that had them, going around in circles and circles. God, put them in circles, and they was next door to the promised land. But by them doing things that was forbidden, that was against God, it kept them going in circles in life. So you got to look at life like that. Like, don't go in circles in your life, because that's a place you don't want to go. Um, because that's where you're going to go. Keep being stuck there, wondering and crushing your life, wasting life, staying there, upset about something, you're mad at somebody, or you just can't let something go. You're gonna be going in circles of yourself in life, and you're not getting nowhere. You're not getting nowhere. You're just staying stuck there, and you don't want to do that. An exodus in your life is the best thing to do. Move forward and never look back. Never look back. Remember when Moses told the old woman to not to look back, and he told her, "Woman, why would you look back when God has led you out of that pain, that suffering, that slavery that she was in, that bondage? God wants you to move forward." And for some reason, she could not accept her condition of letting go of the problems of what had her stuck there. And this was slavery, being a slave. And as soon as she turned back, she turned into a pillow of salt, like salt and sand. And that's a metaphor like death. When you keep looking back, you kind of like, waste your life away, and you die. So you don't want, if you know people that's living like that, that's what they're doing. That's a good example right there. Like, you're diminishing yourself, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You want to keep moving forward in life, and just keep pushing. And you got to use tools to keep yourself going. I can't, you know, yeah, yeah. You're welcome. Appreciate you too. Moving forward in life is where you want to go, but you have to find tools to use to keep moving forward in life, to get things going, and to see a better way in life, and find a reason to find somewhere in life to move forward, and to get better in your life, and not waste away. That's what life is about, not waste away. Don't let yourself waste away. Just try to hang in there and find some tools that help you. I don't care if it's jogging, running, whatever. Find those tools, use them, and keep that to yourself. Those are your superpowers. Don't let nobody know what makes you feel good, or how whatever. Like, certain things around certain people, they'll push your buttons and figure out, oh, this person likes to drink tea. I know how to stop that person. I'm gonna hide his tea bags. Stuff like that, because people will try to take your superpower from you. Don't let nobody do that. You know, don't let nobody know. Don't let people know you're upset. That's the art and the war against yourself. They gonna know how to use that against you, because they know how to step on you. You know, it's like you got no shoes on, and somebody dropped some tacks down and you stepped on it. Why? Because you wasn't paying attention to yourself. You know, a lot of people do look down, but a lot of people do look up. So that's how you have to look at life. Be aware of your surrounding yourself, and don't let nobody blindside you. And if they do, that's when you need to start paying attention to yourself in life. So, yeah, that's what I mean. Anyway, guys, I appreciate talking to you guys. I love talking to y'all. New Year's coming. New Year's coming. And remember, when New Year come in, don't make resolutions. I don't do that. What you do is is start instead of doing that, grade yourself each week. How you doing? Is everything okay? You're surrounded. That's how you start doing that with yourself. Grade yourself within the new year. See how you're doing. If you had goals and you're trying to achieve it, hey, just grade yourself on how much you putting in. Try to grade yourself on what you need to do to improve. Use certain things to study you. You, trust me, you are a blessing and you are fucking amazing and you have no idea what's out there for you, what's good for you. It is some amazing things out there to see and there are some amazing things out there to do. So don't hold yourself back. Don't let nobody try to detour you because trust me, when it all boils down, there's some mean people out here. There's some angry people out here. And trust me, they're wasting time. There's some dream crushers out there too. But trust me, just learn how to keep your distance, cross your lines, and don't let nobody come and step on you like that. Know what tool to use. Do I get angry? Ah! Or do I just show a kind gesture and handle myself better with respect and not end up doing something I regret? And when I tone down, I'll be like, damn, I wish I had not did that. So always crystal ball your future and know what's ahead of you and know what you don't need to be allowing yourself to do or be because of people either stepping on your stuff. Just study you. And sometimes you have to outsmart yourself. You got to be like, damn, the old person of me would have been this way, but I pushed that person back and brought the new person in me. So this is my protection, my new person of me. Oh, my old person comes back sometimes, but I got my new person to ground my old self out. So that's how it is, and that's the key to life is getting better, y'all. Just getting better with yourself, and don't let yourself be detoured in life. Uh, Nobody knows when you're born into this world, nobody knows how to do this. Some people born with it and some people not. Um, but what's our job out there? I think our job is to learn from each other, you know, bad and good, either either way it goes. The bad got to understand that the good is here to stay. The good got to understand that, you know what, we got to keep working with some of these bad people. I think that's what it means uh, when they say, uh, when the return of Christ, he comes here and he stays for 1,000 of years to try to give some of us a chance. He's still trying to get some of us together with ourselves. Because some people going to want to keep fighting, trying to keep that savage life. Trying to keep that savage life. You don't want that. What you want is trust me, and I know it's a goody two-shoe talk. You just want to just be better in life. And I always say that for myself, um, if I've done anything wrong to people, I didn't mean to do it. And if I was mean, I didn't mean to be mean. Or if I just wasn't the right way with a person, I always apologize and I always ask for forgiveness with myself. So I think that's the embedment in life with yourself is, are you learning or are you still holding yourself back? Are you learning or are you failing? And if you're failing, you gotta just figure out what you need to do to get it together. And trust me, it gets better with you. But everybody's lesson is different. They say sometimes when you get older, you get wiser. Is that true? Yeah, it's true. Because you calm down and you're not able to be that same young person you used to be, shooking and jiving. They called it back then, shooking and jiving. But I think the older you get, the wiser you get, and you're able to teach the other folks. Because you know how they say that the old people don't know what they're talking about? Yes, they do because they've seen a lot. And trust me, everybody coming in this world, you're just repeating everything that we all seen. You're repeating everything that we all seen. I've seen it all. Anything new that I've never seen must be some evil evil things that I've never seen. But I think I've seen a lot of things in life where I know better. I know right from wrong. I know right from wrong. And it's all choices too. Choices. And when it all boils down in life, your choices, your own personal uh, deeds in life, your personal things on how you treat people, your needs and wants are gonna be judged because it's based on you. You know, all you give and all you receive. That's how I see life. All you give and what you receive in life. Yeah. So, guys, I'm gonna get off, and I was watching the Chicago Bears. That's where I'm from, Chicago, and we got an okay quarterback, but hopefully, whatever. It's just sports, nothing different. It is a difference. It done became more entertainment than football, but I don't want nobody hurt. I don't want nobody hurt. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a happy Kwanzaa, happy holidays, and New Year's almost coming. So I'm gonna be back on tomorrow, and you guys have a blessed day, have a blessed evening, and happy holidays and happy Kwanzaa. And oh, don't forget to follow, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe. Hey, tell the world. Tell the world. You will. Blessings. Blessings.